We are live. It is Monday night, June 2nd, 2025. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment. I'd like to take a moment to honor a former village trustee, Jim Whittington, who passed away on May 25th. Jim was appointed to the board in September of 1985 and served until 1991. He also served for 8 years on the Wheeling Park District Board from 2015 until 2023. Jim's contributions to the community included his long tenure with District 214 as an educator and as an administrator. He was a member of Wheeling High School's first graduating class in 1966 and devoted much of his career to that institution and its students. On behalf of the Wheeling community, I would like to offer my condolences to Jim's friends and family and to the many people whose lives he enriched. Please join me in a moment of silence for the former trustee, Jim Whittington. Thank you.
All right. Trustee Rufato.
Here.
Trustee Kruger is absent with prior notice. Trustee Lang.
Here.
Trustee Vito.
Here.
Trustee Papantos.
Present.
Trustee Vogel.
Here.
President Horker.
Here. You have before you the minutes of the May 5th, 2025 meeting. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee Papantos, second. Trustee Lang, roll call.
Trustee Lang.
Yes.
Trustee Vito.
Yes.
Trustee Papantos.
Yes.
Trustee Vogel.
Yes.
Trustee Rufato.
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes, any changes to the agenda?
No changes this evening.
Congratulatories, none. Citizens' concerns and comments. Clerk Brady.
Yes. We do. Hold on. I forgot I have to read this. It's been a while. Okay. Citizens' concerns and comments. Members of the public may address the board with comments regarding issues relevant to village business. No citizen shall speak for more than 5 minutes without consent of the board. Members of the general public who wish to address the board must sign the request to speak form prior to commencement of the public meeting. I have Mike Poots and Cassandra Young. They're coming up together.
Just as a reminder, this is a time for citizens to make their comments and express their concerns and for the board to listen. Neither the board nor the staff will be answering questions. Good evening, Mr. Poots.
Thank you, Board. It's an honor to be in front of a supportive organization. My name is Mike Putz. I'm the Executive Director of the Greater Wheeling Area Chamber of Commerce. And in addition to our upcoming annual golf outing at the beautiful Chevy Chase on June 26th, we are here tonight to talk briefly about our first ever Back to School Family Fun 5K, which will be kick off behind London Middle School. And it will take a route around both Husky Park and Horizon Park next to the Indian Trails Public Library. It's our first ever effort, and we will be using the same racing company that the Park District uses for their Day of the Dead run. You'll get results instantaneously, and it should be a lovely day. We have made a lot of decisions together. This is a co-effort between Community Consolidated School District. Then the funds raised will go to their foundation to be shared along with the Wheeling Police Unity Foundation and to the Greater Wheeling Area Chamber of Commerce. Our portion of the funds will be used to start a foundation to go towards workforce development and scholarships. I would like to introduce Ms. Cassandra Young, and we will keep it brief.
Thank you. My name is Cassandra Young. I'm the Director of Communications and Community Engagement for School District 21. and I appreciate you all supporting this event. I think Mike didn't say the date, which is August 9th.
Correct.
Saturday, 8 o'clock. Thank you.
That's why we team up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Deborah Wilson.
Hi, our former police chief was deputy chief of Buffalo Grove, and he was actually on the department when I was in high school. His youngest brother is like 25 years younger than him, and I was classmates with him. Back in 2016, you guys had just hired him. He was only on, I don't know, a month or something, and I was visiting the Voigt household. Arthur Voigt was the chief's name. And as I was entering, I was coming out, he was going in to see his mom, and his brother introduced me to him, and he said, oh, you know, I think they just got a new police chief. She doesn't know what he's about, you know, curious. I think he worked in Buffalo Grove, didn't he? And he told him his name. He's like, oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, your manager just called me not long ago. I think he already had his mind up that he was going to hire him, but he just wanted to confirm that more than one employer would agree and concur that he had an authoritative, that he carried himself with an authoritative enough presence that he could implement change without resistance from those under his command. And he said, oh, I told him he's got what it takes. I've seen him do it, you know, and he got like a fist pump kind of thing like that. So that was Village Manager Spondilis calling the references for Jamie Dunn before we hired him. So there was just a huge vote of no confidence among the entire police department. I was on Facebook, someone was sharing something about these emails that all you guys were copied in on, I guess, for a few months about the kind of complaints and the low morale. And when the representatives from the Municipal Alliance of Police were up here at the mic a month ago, they said that those were ignored. So, I don't know, I wish I had known what their plan was before they came to the mic, because I could have told them, I don't think you're going to get anywhere with the board, because that is exactly the kind of command style that Manager Spondilis was specifically seeking. Actually, that was the only question he inquired of Arthur Voigt, former deputy chief of Buffalo Grove. He just wanted to know that he could carry off. He had a strong enough command presence, authoritative, no one would resist whatever changes he was bringing about. And the timeline of that was really interesting because the morale problem had just been published in, I got a copy of it in 2018, it was from 2015, so this whole history of this morale problem was not that far behind us. So I believe that Commander Borchardt, I think his untimely death, 2 boys in high school, the guys can't even be 50, he looks mid-40s to me. I think his death was due to the stress of what was going on, what they endured. The first page of that vote of no confidence is really a matter of concern more to the public even than to the police. Well, dereliction of duty to train officers. They were shortcutting the training. They had officers going out without their training officer. Actually, I need this, hang on. I believe that, I don't think this was Jamie Dunn's idea to cut costs. I think that it came down from Spondilis. But they don't feel safe out there. Ignoring critical training, attrition training of officers, when pressed on why we're not adequately training for critical incidents, the patrol was told it's not going to happen in the town of Wheeling. This mentality has not changed, even after the mass shooting in July 2022 and a recent homicide in 2024. He cut officer training solely to focus on what is required by the state statute under CALEA. during his tenure, the department has gone from having highly trained officers to officers that merely meet the minimum training requirements. Some of the training cuts include tactical response and use of force. The topics are not only critical to officer safety and the production of wheeling residents, but also substantially increase the liability risk. His complete disregard for the preparedness and development of his new officers are felt amongst the rank and file and the first line supervisors. As hindering officer training is the rapid Also, hindering the officer training is the rapid wave of retirement since you chose Chief Dunn. And
Finish the sentence, please.
so
Sentence.
I think my recommendation would be that you hire from within
Thank you.
and that you return the
Find a
training
seat,
that they
Ms.
were
Wilson.
accustomed to previously. It's not worth money saving.
Ms. Wilson, find a seat. Thank you. Next.
Stephen Kale. Call.
Hi, my name is Stephen Carl. I would like to start by saying that I disagree with almost everything Ms. Wilson just said there. As a Wheeling resident, that's my personal take on that. But I'm here to talk about the construction on Dundee Road. I'm not sure if this is in your guys' lane or not, but last couple weeks, I've had 2 flat tires driving down the same stretch of Dundee Road. Both conveniently very close to the Just Tires, so I was able to zip in there and get things handled, so that was nice. But after the first time, I thought it was just bad luck. The second time, I was like, this is kind of a repetitive thing now. I own an excavation company in town, so I'm very familiar with, this type of construction, and I just want to make sure that, that the roadways are being maintained properly and that they're being held accountable. There's a clear difference between everyday mess and hazardous debris being left, putting drivers at risk. So I chatted with a group message from my neighborhood and found that there was a couple other people that had also been impacted coming down Dundee. I'm not sure if it was in the same stretch, but I just wanted to see if, if there's anything we can do to, make sure we're holding these guys accountable for keeping the roads clean and clear of debris. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's it.
Mr. Kaup, you have a report on the Dundee Road construction.
I do. And for what it's worth, I appreciate you sharing that. I'll take that up with the general contractor. It is a state road, but it is our construction project. So I appreciate you letting us know. I just wanted to update the board tonight on the closure of the intersection at Dundee and Elmhurst related to the local water main portion of the project before the state comes in and repaves their roadway. As you may have read, the closure is going to be moved to this Thursday, June the 5th. The detour setup is going to occur that day. We'll be saw cutting the area to allow for the installation of the new pipe going north to south. The pipe installation will occur from the 7th to the 9th, Saturday to Monday. The trench preparation and rebar installation will be on Tuesday, and then we'll be putting concrete to cap the construction area on Wednesday. We're looking to have it opened by the 17th. That is a 12-day period that has been given to us by IDOT. We don't anticipate that we'll need the entire time, but that is a worst-case scenario. The roadway closure will impact north and southbound traffic on Elmhurst. There will be one-way traffic still on Dundee, going east and west. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Trustee Rufato.
So, Mr. Kaup, just as a general item, if somebody happens to have a flat tire and they think it's because of what's going on, who should they call? Who would they call in that situation?
Well, if it was through the construction zone, It's very difficult unless we have
Right.
the material that's in the tire. But if it's something that's related, I would be happy to listen to.
No, but wouldn't, like, anything related to Public Works at night or something like that, how would they get a hold of Public Works?
If this is an after-hours, non-emergency,
Right.
but something that is, you're looking to resolve immediately, you can always call the police non-emergency number. That will be directed to, through the Northwest Central Dispatch to our on-call person.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, trustee Rufato. Any other questions? So when is the whole project going to be done? So at worst-case scenario, 83 north and south, the 12th. But then the whole project, Dundee east and west,
We should be done by the end of the month.
And
With the water main work, we're looking to have the roadway open for the state to start their resurfacing project after the 4th of July weekend.
thank you. Clerk Brady, consent agenda.
Consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. 11A, resolution authorizing the purchase of 4 new self-contained breathing apparatuses and 10 bottles from Air One Equipment at the cost not to exceed $49,395. 11B, resolution accepting the National Intergovernmental Purchasing Alliance previously bid contract with CDW Governmental LLC for the purchase of Hewlett-Packard personal computers in the amount of $59,940.48. 11C, resolution approving an agreement with Gawalt Hamilton and Associates, Inc. for consulting services for the Northeast Prairie Preserve bike path project in the amount not to exceed $46,700. 11D, resolution approving a 1-year extension of a contract with Al Warren Oil Company, Inc. for the purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel in the amount of $270,000. 11E, ordinance amending Chapter 4.32 of the Village of Wheeling's Municipal Code, alcohol liquor dealers, specifically Section 4.32.085, to decrease the authorized number of Class A and N license and increase the authorized number of Class D licenses.
Do we have any questions or comments on the consent agenda? If not, I'd be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Vogel, second trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Vito? Yes. Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, new business.
13A, ordinance granting major site plan and building appearance approval for construction of a new building for the Northwest Mosquito Abatement District, 147 West Hintz Road, docket number PSPMAJ 24-0006.
Mr. Clicker, what do we got?
As Clerk Brady said, this is a request from the Northwest Mosquito Abatement District. They're seeking major site plan and building appearance approval for the construction of a 14,430 square foot single-story administrative building and associated site improvements at 147 West Hintz Road. This was heard by the Plan Commission at their May 14th meeting and recommended unanimously for approval with 3 conditions. And those conditions are that the following items shall be provided to Community Development Department at the same time as the building permit. A, as required by section 19.11.020G, provide an irrigation plan covering all areas of landscaping for staff review, and B, financial surety covering the costs of all landscaping plant materials and installation shall be submitted to the Community Development Department prior to the issuance of any village permits. The amount will be based on the cost estimate provided by the village that covers the cost of materials and labor. Please provide a landscape cost estimate for staff review. The second condition was that the future generator and associated pad illustrated on the west side of the building shall require appropriate screening, landscaping, or fencing, and a building permit from the Community Development Department prior to installation. And the third condition was that the petitioner must return to the Plan Commission to obtain site plan approval, including height exception, if a new antenna tower is proposed. As I said, with those conditions, the Plan Commission unanimously recommended approval. The architect and representative of Northwest Mosquito Abatement is here and present if there are any questions.
Do we have any questions? Trustee Rufato.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So you guys want to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Jamie Zara. I'm the architect representing the Northwest Mosquito Abatement District, and this is the director. If you have any operational questions, he can answer those. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. So I'm trying to word this correctly. So this is an approved plan by the Northwest Taxing District, right? Mosquito Abatement District. Because I heard in the last couple of months about consolidating some of the districts. And I'm not sure what that plays into this being built. Are there any issues there?
I think the only issue would be is if Cook County does decide to consolidate, this building will be used as a mosquito abatement district,
Okay,
just because of the location.
that's what I was looking for. That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If there are none. Motion trustee Lang, second.
Second.
Trustee Rufato, roll call, please.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito? Yes. Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
13B, resolution authorizing the village president and the village clerk to execute an agreement between the Village of Wheeling and Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau relative to the village member in the Bureau in the amount of $85,944.
It's our membership. Mr. Becker, what do we got?
President Horker, trustees, this evening Gina Speckman, who is the Executive Director of Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau, will be recapping activities as they pertain to Wheeling and just some overall metrics that were obtained by a pretty successful year, rebounding from COVID. I want to ask Gina to come on up to give you a brief presentation. Don't worry, there's a lot of slides. She will not read them all. So just stay tuned. There's some really cool data in here. So with further ado, I'd like to introduce Gina. Okay, you're up.
Hi, Gina Speckman, Executive Director of Chicago's North Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau. Like every year, I feel like I was just here, but I'm a year older. This just clicks. I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm going to go through some highlights, mainly some changes, some new things that we've done since last year, new initiatives. So, you know, we have 10 member communities. Our budget's $3 million. We have a new staff person since I last presented that doubled our meeting and event staff, and that's, she concentrates mainly on weddings and special events, so she's working a lot with the Westin, with Chevy Chase very closely, and restaurants on Restaurant Road that have special event space. So that's kind of doubled our staff, so we're able to do more trade shows, we do more site inspections, just a lot more having an additional person in that department. This is the benefit to the Wheeling hotels, you know, our publications, the number of leads we send out. We've already established our trade show schedule for FY26, which for us begins July 1st. We're going to more trade shows. The proprietary data that we share, which I'm going to be going through here. We highlight all the hotels on the website. We have video footage of all the hotels, so somebody remotely can walk through the front door of any Wheeling hotel and tour the guest rooms and the meeting space without having to be there. This is a sample of one of a 15-page document that talks about all the trade shows that we're going to. The hotels all met in the last 2 weeks, and there's trade shows that they can attend with us, and we highlight those in the document. And so every year they tell us what trade shows they want to come. We pay thousands of dollars to attend these trade shows all over the country. They just have to pay their own transportation and hotels, so they all sign up and come with us. We give them data on performance compared to the other regional CVBs in Metro Chicago. So in general, we have outside of downtown and O'Hare, we have the third highest rate, average daily rate for hotels. We're a little lower in occupancy, but because our rates are way higher, we have more revenue per available room, which is what your hotel tax is made out of. This is some of our meeting advertising. This is the leads that we send hotels. So they get about probably 8 to 10 leads every week from our staff. And, you know, they bid on them and get the business. This is the incentives that we provide. So the hotels themselves give incentives, whether it's more Hilton points or Westin points or whatever, and then they come to us if they need a little bit more to get over the finish line to get the business. So we do rebates for rooms booked, we do signage, airport transportation. We have a whole menu of things that they can offer a client to win the business. We just had a fam trip on May 2nd where all these people came and toured your hotels. This is our group tour fam where we bring people to the attractions that they can see on the North Shore. This is some of our leisure advertising, so things that, you know, are in Wheeling are in here. Your popular race at the airport around the 4th of July, or June 28th, I think, this year. But this is some of our leisure advertising. We also have, if you might hear on these radio stations, we have year-round advertising to promote the different promotions we do. We redid our website since I was last here, so the functionality is a little different. So if you want to visit it, you can see. And on the very top here, there's something new called SkyNav, which I'm going to go through in a bit. This is Wheeling's community page. So if you scroll down, the Park District and all the different entities, the chamber that are part of Wheeling can be on this page. And it, you know, we also serve when people are moving here and they want to see about schools or just what there's to see and do. This is like a landing page on our site for Wheeling. This is a sample of a member page. So we are a membership organization, just like a chamber. So this is a sample of a member listing. This is a new thing I was talking about where instead of having two-dimensional map, we now have, last summer we shot all of the North Shore and all of our communities from the sky. So you can go and see something from high up, you can turn 360, you can zoom down, and it really gives you a feeling of an area that a two-dimensional map doesn't. I talked about it, I think, last year, but we had just started the project. And like here is one view of the airport, and you can spin around, you can see where downtown is from here, you can see the lake, but I'm just showing you a static image. And then this is Chevy Chase, and again, you can swirl around here. We have others, I'm just showing you 2 examples for purposes, and obviously it looks beautiful, right? Again, this is we already saw there, sorry. We do paid social media. So for all the businesses that are members of ours, we do not only post their events, but we boost, meaning put advertising dollars behind everything we post. So it's really good for the restaurants and the other small businesses that want to get their message out. We have a staff, they know how to do social media, they know how to target it, we have the budget for it. They don't know how to do it, they don't have the time to do it, they don't have the savvy to do it. Like, that's our specialty. They come to us, they know it's going to get out within 48 hours. So we do that for any, they request it, we send it out. So these are just some examples of some of our posts. We also do a weekly roundup of what's going on for the upcoming week for people. So we have rotation of what's going on in all our communities in the weekly roundup. By the numbers, in 2024, we had 126 posts just on Wheeling assets, And we, as I said, we boosted all those posts. That was for a total of $19,412. And then you see the total social impressions for our pages in general and our engagement. This is a map. In the next month, we have a new map coming out, which we're very excited about. It's a printed map. We don't do visitors guides anymore, but the hotels and a lot of areas where visitors go want maps. And we have one side where it says all the things on the North Shore, and on the other side, we have Chicago, because a lot of people that stay up here go to the city, and we want to tie ourselves to the city experience, since a lot of our hotels have Chicago, people are visiting Chicago that are staying in our hotels. We also do a direct mail to 100,000 households in Cook County and Southern Lake County, so that people stay in our hotels when they have friends and family visiting. As I've said before, 30% of the people that stay in hotels are connected to friends and family. We also do co-op marketing programs with each a village, a chamber, so we will match up to $5,000 of spend that they want to do. We have a deck that they get, so they can do transportation advertising, they can do direct mail. Postcards are very popular. They come to us, they say the project they want to do, and again, we'll match up to $5,000 of whatever project they're doing. And this is, I've talked about this before, but this is always fascinating. This is the data that we were able to acquire with our Cook County grant that we got. And it just shows you, where the customers are coming from. I'm sharing it with you. We really share it with the points of interest who are part of it, because they don't have data like this. It's not like Placer where you just have general. Ours is just for visitors only. So, like, for example, for the Westin, it's very interesting, like, that 58% of the people that are staying at that hotel are dining at Restaurant Row. You are the only community I have that has O'Hare in it, and O'Hare's number 2. So what that means is people are coming from O'Hare, and they may not even be staying here, but 20% of people that are coming to Restaurant Row were also at O'Hare that same day, which is, I think, very interesting. And then I'm not going to go through all of it, but then we can also see, like, Wisconsin is our top state that people stay at the Westin, and then you can see cities, Milwaukee, Detroit. What's really interesting is Texas is like in the top 3 of states of visitors that come and stay at the Westin, higher than some other Midwest cities. So anyways, a lot of information here. And then there's demographics for the right. This is Restaurant Row. Also, O'Hare, number 1. None of us knew that before this. They're also going to downtown. We don't know why downtown Northbrook is up there, but it is, 11%. And then you see scaling down. So this also helps some of our members when we show them this to know who to partner with or where to market themselves, because sometimes on here, they just don't think something's the market. They didn't think people were coming here from the airport, but we show this differently. And it's the same, pretty much the same top cities. Wisconsin is always our biggest feeder market. Rockford, Wheeling is the only city where Rockford is in the top 5. So again, we adjust when we do our advertising that I was talking about for each post. We know exactly for each community what their top audience is. And so there's a whole science to how we do our advertising. And I think that's it. So I think, I love questions. So if you have any questions, please ask me. Sorry.
A lot of no questions.
Great information.
If there are no questions for the board, I'd be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Trustee Papantos, second trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito? Yes. Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, there you go.
Thank you again so much.
Official communications. Clerk Brady, you got anything?
No, not today.
Left, right? No way. Mr. Kaup, congratulations publicly on chairmanship of the what?
That's a good question. The American Public Works Association Asset Management Committee.
A lot of municipalities have decided to take stock and inventory of the value of everything that Public Works takes care of.
It's
And
becoming, more broadly accepted as a
you just
best
got put in
practice.
charge of like a national part of that.
I'm a
little
contributing
group of
member,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody who gets to sit
Thank
around
you,
and,
congratulations.
thank you.
If there is nothing else, we do still have some bills to pay, May 14th till May 28th, 2025. Motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee Rufato, second.
Second.
Trustee Lang, roll call.
Trustee Vito? Yes. Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Lang, President Horker.
Yes. So we do have an executive session this evening for the purposes of appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body and collective negotiating matters. For that reason, I will be needing a motion to recess into executive session and adjourn the regular meeting. There will be no business conducted after this.
So moved.
Motion trustee who? Vogel? Rufato, second.
Second.
Trustee Papantos, roll call.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
President Horker.
Yes, recess.